Welcome back to Eco, on a new sunrise on a new day, and I've been doing some building. So I've moved a lot of the stations up here onto this, what was previously the roof. We've got a new floor up here now, made out of wood, so all this stuff is compatible with what we've previously done. And this is now making lots and lots of mortared stone. In fact, so much mortared stone that I'm beginning to run out of places to put said mortared stone, but that's pretty much what happens, unfortunately. So let me just make even more of this. Just decrease it until I can make that. Okay, so even more pitch. And let me show you what I've done to downstairs, which is, well, it's now stone. We've got this second tier of materials, and we've had some space. So I've started out by making this back into our bedroom rather than the previous second workroom. The bathroom's still the same. It's just we've got this wooden dirt floor now. Remember, we made this dirt tool, road tool, so you can use it to flatten out all the ground and have a dirt floor. Or I was just thinking about whether we can go for a stone floor. What's one thing that's possible? And I put this Wainwright table in. I think we made this in the last episode, but I didn't actually put it down anywhere. Wainwright is just another word for cartwright. So Wain was an old type of cart that used to be used on a farm. So yeah, it's a cartwright table basically, which means it's done for all of your roads. Weird that roads were made by Wainwright, but yeah, it's fine. It does actually work just fine. So we need to make some stone road, and outside I've done the same thing. I've flattened this down using the road tool, and as you can see, the house is sort of starting to increase in size. And we do have these windows as well. They don't have glass in them, but they do make the room a lot nicer. And I don't know if you remember when we first made this, if you try to put windows in that are too high like this in a house, it basically breaks the idea of a room. It doesn't count as a room in your house when you have that. But when you put these blocks in, when you've got stone construction or wood construction, you can do more work. So that's all very well and good. So what else did we actually need? Yes, so let's make that stone road, shall we? So you'll see I put another stockpile in here, and there's a lot of dirt. We'll cover what's in there in a second. I'm just going to grab some stone. It's just at a range of this Wainwright table, so I may have to put another stockpile in somewhere. So let's just say stone road, and we want 10 of them, not 12. That'll do. And while that's going, let's go and have a look around, shall we? So I went from dirt road to stone road, and you can just replace the blocks and it works just fine. But of course we can move faster on this. We have a cart here. This is a second tier of cart. So just like the first tier, you just put more resources in. You get a wood cart recipe into one of the skills. And then I started channeling down, and this took a while. This took a few hours. I did go 4 wide instead of 2. You can save time by going 2. This just meant that I can later upgrade it to an asphalt road, and I don't need to do any mining then when that's the case. So we got these braziers here. This is stone brazier. It lasts quite a long while with some coal, and does help when it's nighttime down here. And I've got to just about the stone layer here, and you can see it's like about 6 or 7. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's 10 ramps down. Remember what I was saying about these ramps being 1 down and 4 across? Well, that means to get to the stone layer, we have to get an awful long way down. And I've started on the next set down, but obviously you can see it's going to take a little while. But we want to get from this layer, right here, we want to go down 10 blocks, even more. So we want to get 10 blocks below this at least, and then 5 blocks below that. So if it's 15 blocks, which means 15 down, 15 times 4, well, 60 across. So that's going to come all the way over here, and it's going to be down below our base somewhere. So either I keep on going with switchbacks like that, or we think about what we're gonna excavate down into. You can see where we are. We've got a river to our north, so I don't want. Let's just see where our road is. So our road's there. It goes all the way down, and it's going to be coming back this way. So I don't want to get underneath the river. So what I may well do have is some kind of spiral like that going down until we are at an acceptable level, I guess. Okay. So that's pretty much it what I've built so far. I'm going to extend this with some stone wood as well. I've been building a building over there. It's not quite done yet, but let's go and have a look what we've got and then we can finish it off. Stone build, just because mining down that far means I just have so much stone. Getting rid of dirt is actually more of an issue. Let's just pop back up there for a second. You'll see I've not just got those 2 stockpiles. I've got another one there. That's also dirt. And this one as well. And when you get dirt, you know, as in a shovel full of dirt, you don't really save space in the stockpiles. They'll still take up the same amount of room. So this is 125 dirt blocks or thereabouts. You'll see that's full. It has grass growing on the top. But yeah, you don't save space, but you do let it be collectible. So if I want to bring that cart over here, I can grab a lot of the dirt without going, you know, one at a time. If you enter the cart, you'll see that I can just grab stuff from that storage. And in the case of dirt, it stacks in 10s in a cart, but only 5s in a storage. So if we drag this back in, it'll only drag 5 in, etc., etc. And we can fill these stockpiles up. So getting rid of the dirt, it may well be used to flatten out the landscape. I've done a little bit here with some of it, and it's more efficient, obviously, to put it in 10s inside the cart. And then you can actually pick it up in 10s from the cart and just click to put it out in the world. So that's about the most efficient way of doing it. So back down to this building. Down here we have where our first mill is going to be. It's a nice little separate building. I've not quite decided on the roof shape yet, but it's a bit weird, the roof the roof building, unfortunately, in the eco. So I thought I'd do something like this. And in fact, like we can pop up there. Let's just head up and over this side and jump around. And yeah, the reason why it's weird is if I try to put a block in here, it won't link up with all the rest. So I assume the roof is meant to be in a certain exact shape, whether it's like an exact square or something along those lines. Not quite so sure, but you know, this gets us some kind of roof skylights almost. So let's just let's take up this layer. And we can put that one down, and then that should let me do the same thing as done on this side. We can shift and scroll wheel to get to roof blocks and have, you know, lights on everywhere. That looks kind of cool, I think. We don't have any rain at the moment, so that's pretty cool. And then we have this block in the back. We don't need this hole, but what we can do, let's just take a look at my inventory. I did bring it with me, good. We can grab a water wheel and place that down. So if we go around here, you'll see I built a bridge, first of all, but also a wheel race. Now, it isn't terribly realistic because this water isn't flowing, but it does still work. So if I change to the water wheel and rotate it, we just have to choose somewhere that it'll fit, or let me place it. That's not always the easiest. Is that the right place? No, blocked. Let me actually go inside and place it from in there. Can I actually place it through here? Yes, I can. Good. So I kind of like the idea that this is here, and even though it doesn't need to be connected, the idea of seeing that is quite good. And we have a water wheel. Of course, we could build another building over the water here to get power on the other side, but shouldn't be needed for the moment. Did I bring the? That's a stockpile. We may want one down here, but let's go and get the mill itself, which is effectively a big stone on top of another stone that the water wheel can actually grind against each other. Let's just see if I remember where it is. Got plenty of pitch. There is our mill. Okay. We'll grab that. Is there anything else I want down there? I don't think so. I will take some ramps anyway. They are very useful. I will take the kiln. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I'll take it with me anyway. And I built both of those. Our research, let's just take a look at that one as well. Our research is going well. Bricklaying is probably the next one up because it's quite simple to make. I've got all the ingredients, so, you know, we may as well. We don't have cooking because we don't have iron yet, and we're going to need a bloomery. to get to a bloomery, you're going to need a kiln, which is why I built a kiln. So just in case you're wondering how to get to iron, that's the main route. Mechanics, it still needs copper and iron ingots, so we can't get there yet. Milling we've already got. Smelting we've already done, but obviously we need to start smelting. And that means we need to get tailing somehow. Well, we need to deal with tailing somehow, which is why I'm digging down. So that construction down there will continue. In the meantime, we can, I guess, cope with some ground pollution and have to deal with it, for the meantime, and then we'll move it down into the underground section when we have enough. So if I just pop that there, and this one here, it's not actually done yet. That's not too far. That's not far enough. So yeah, we're gonna have to go sort of 4 across and then 4 across again and 4 across again. So I may have to do a switch back to get all the way down to this level. We can't really go very steeply on the ramps, but it does let me move carts up and down. So I will do that at some point, but I need to do it on camera. Don't do a lot of digging on camera, really. Want to restrict it to the good parts. So I'm not sure which way around we should put this, but let's give this a go. Is it the other way? Debatable. But if we go into E, is it contained within a room? No. Okay, so it doesn't count as a room yet. Is it just these blocks, or do I need more than these blocks? Because if I need to shut off the ceiling, that will be slightly annoying. But maybe we do. That'll make it look a little odd. But let's go and grab some, shall we? And let's see what we need to complete this room. I kind of like the idea of skylights. Maybe we just get some glass working going and see if we can get some glass roofs, maybe? Don't know. Might not be in game. Let's see. Have we got any more of that mortar stone? We do. Good. Let's just grab 15 of it. That'll be more than enough to get us going. And do leave me some comments if you're following along yourself on what you're constructing, whether you're building everything in the same building or whether, alongside a river, or if you're doing it sort of like I am. Let's just see. Okay, that's done. Well, you now can't... No, you're still not a room. That's unfortunate. So, I guess we can close it this way. And will that count? Power storage status. That is now a room. So, I guess we can't have the skylights. Oh, shame. But we can now do something. So, if we have a look at power, you'll see we're getting mechanical power. And the demand is 0 watts, but the supply is 200. And that is 200 concurrent power, 200 concurrent watts. Meaning that only while this is working does it use 100 when operating. So if you have quite a few things in here, we could have 2 of these mills in here and working them all at the same time. Or we could put other stations in here that require mechanical power. I think the sawmill is one of them. And we can sort of have 2 mills going, or a mill and a sawmill, etc., and stuff like that. So, we have lots of options. In here, we're going to be wanting to make flour with this, and that requires mill processing 1, so that requires milling. Let's take a quick look at that. So here inside Farmer, there's the milling category, and inside here we have this. So this gives us the various different recipes we can go for, as you might expect normally. We only want the flour one to start off with, so that's worthwhile getting. Cornmeal and oil, maybe. But certainly we want the efficiency. That just makes it cheaper. And I'm going to take that and maybe a couple of levels of speed. Okay, so we're back down to 1 skill point. We've been using these skill points quite a lot. But that should let me basically make flour if we have some wheat. There it is. So it takes 8 wheat at the moment with that level of efficiency, and we get some cereal germs, and that's a byproduct, and that used to get used in oil, so we can make oil from that. That's okay, we don't need that just yet. And flour. So flour lets us make a few other recipes. And the one I'm looking for is the huckleberry muffin and the huckleberry pie. So that needs 10 flour, 50 huckleberries, and 5 tallow. Basically taking the place of lard, I assume. And where's the other one? Recipes. Muffins. So that's just flour and huckleberries. So we get plenty of huckleberries, so we just need some flour, which means we need wheat. And that we are growing, if you remember, up here. It's been a few hours since you probably saw the last recording, but that's still not enough to get the wheat to grow completely. Let's see if any of these are dead. Hopefully they aren't. Where's my soil sampler? That is fine. So it's halfway through growing. It's another 8 hours or so until it finishes. And if you have a look along here, the crops that are dead should be a brown color and shouldn't grow any further. If you're in a previous version, they used to grow to maturity, but they were still brown, or so you still have to watch them a little bit. In any case, we can actually just get some wild wheat. I think I've advanced my gathering skills to give me more of this. So let's take a look. 9. Yeah, 9. And some more. 7 wheat seeds and 9 wheat. So plenty of that. And of course, you can still invest more in the gathering skills. Pop down here, and we'll just put this on to make flour, shall we? I'll get more efficient over time, but for now... Ooh, too short. That's a shame. We'll make 3 batches. Unfortunately, the muffins need like 10 flour. So, yeah, I will need to get more efficient before I really use that as a long-term source of food. Speaking of which, let me just quickly check what we've got for food now. Let's pop over here. And let's check in here in the storage. So we've got some of this wild stew that gives us more carbs and vitamins, but you can balance that with some meat as well, and they should balance each other well. So if we take some meat first, and then some of that, our stomach's full, so instead we can just do the same thing but with charred tomato and keep our amount of skill points per day quite high. And then we should probably look into using cloth and do some research. What did we say we were short on? Well, not short on for research, but what do you say we've got next? I think we can make bricklaying next, and that's the next tier up from stone even, but that requires more stuff. But let's get it on research regardless. That needed some more. Let's just have a look. Is it up here? Some more pitch. Let me just gather that. I just think we were out of range in the research station. Yeah, there we go. So we can order bricklaying. Okay. Is there anything else in range for us? Fertilizers we could do if I haven't already done. That should be straightforward. Have I already done fertilizers? I thought I had. It's in farmer. Fertilizers we have. Okay. We don't need that. Instead, lumber we need iron for. Glassworking, that was the one I was talking about. It needs 11 sand. Okay, so we can put that on build. Because my efficiency has improved now, it no longer is a 5-to-1 for sand. It's a 1-to-1, I think. Yeah, only requires 1, so I can put 11 on there, and that will get put into the stockpiles. They hold the sand, basically. So, blocked. Still needs 11 stone. Okay. That's straightforward enough. 11 stone. Pop upstairs and give that to the masonry table. Is it masonry table? Yep, there we go. It's just out of range of this other stockpile. Which is this one. It's slightly unfortunate. It's just out of range up there. Alright, let's get those research projects done and get on with the next thing. Okay, so here's a tailoring station. We can actually make that now. And in here, we can do a whole bunch of different upgrades. Some are things like this, which lets us hide from the animals. I'm not sure if they actually have an effect. That'd be good to see if they can have an effect. But you can also make fabulous pants if you really, want to do the opposite. Yes, so there's a bunch of different clothes you can wear, and here you can also make various different haircuts. Yeah, not quite sure how that works. However, as you increase in tailoring, you can also make various other bits that give you more skill points in your house. So one of the things that we probably should make is that this padding chair, housing skill rate. And I think we probably want that. And let's see where we can put one of those. That takes 5 minutes. And again, some rugs. We need some cellulose fiber for that. And I think that's further up here. Yeah, you make that from regular fibers, which is what you make cloth from, same ingredients, and some wood pulp. So you probably want both of those at some point. And there's a couch as well if you want a couch. However, the one of the things that you will probably want to head for first is the bear pack, which is the largest the largest category of backpack. So if you have a look over here in the backpack, we have this here. So the backpack, the difference is it increases this carry weight head that you can see down here at the bottom right. So I can carry more in the backpack. I can't carry more in this slot here for things like stone and mortared stone, but it's very useful to actually do that upgrade. And I guess just as a sort of, well, we'll see what if that camo stuff lets us actually get closer to anything, or if it's just a cosmetic thing, it's fine too. However, for that larger backpack, we are going to need, well, we can go to this one first, bigger backpacks. We've already got the stuff for that. We don't, however, have 40 fur pelts. So instead of spending that many, what we can probably do is put some more investment into tailor and efficiency. It's only on level 1 at the moment. The cloth production is level 3 or 4 even. So is this the one we need for? Yeah, this is the one we need for efficiency on that backpack. So, you know, we can increase that a little bit more. What's that one level done for the recipe here? Okay, so from 40 to 33. So maybe a couple more levels in that will bring it much more in range than what we have, or with a short amount of hunting. And what I'm also going to do is see if the kiln will actually fit up here as well. So let's just rotate that and place it. Yep, it will. Is there enough status in this? It's out of fuel, but we're close to the limit for this room. But it's fine. That it will count that as a kiln. In this tier, we don't need to connect this with a pipe or anything to the outside, but I think the other tiers will need it. So we will have to have a look at that one. Let me try and click on this and see what we can actually do with it. So in here we can make a bloomery, and that's one of the first projects to get done. We're going to need that to make iron ingots, tallow lamps. So we know we have those for inside, I guess, for lighting the place up. And then we've got bricks, which is the other thing that we're going to need once we have bricklaying. And that's the next tier up of materials. So we're already beyond stone. We're thinking about brick. And then we have things like glass, transparent for windows, and regular glass. Okay. This one needs steel. We're not going to have that for some time. Glass, we're just going to need sand. So for the bloomery, we need sand, and we're going to need sand for... we don't need sand for bricks, but we do need it for tallow lamps. So I guess I should put more of this sand on build if it isn't already. Yeah, this is needed for the research project, so I guess I should also order another set of, I don't know, maybe 10, and then go and add more stone to it. Then we can look at building some bricks. But initially, I guess we're going to have to use the bloomery. There you go. Use the bloomery to make some iron ingots. Okay, bricklaying is done, so we'll get a skill scroll, and that can convert into some more claim flags. And we should then have the, is it Mason? I think it's in Mason. Mason bricklaying, okay. So level 0, what do we get? Well, we get the unlock and the brick recipe. Okay, we'll take that. Oh, that's just an efficiency, actually. It just reduces the cost. Okay, so we can just pop it to our kiln. I just want to see what the cost actually is. It's out of fuel, that's fine. So the brick cost is 4 pitch and 16 stone. So I probably want more efficiency before I build that. That sand isn't actually done yet, though. Why aren't you done? It says it's done. Has it just not got enough range? I thought it would have. Where's our sand? Oh, it's because this is full. It may well be because this is full. Yeah, let's just move a couple of things out. There's some sand. It was just queued, and this is what happens when your stockpile gets too full. There's some more, and let's just move this road out, and maybe some iron ore. Yeah, lots and lots of sand queued. Now we should be able to do that. Yeah, we can put the bloomery on build. It's going to take 2 minutes. That's all well and good. And maybe we should make a couple of tallow lamps as well. I just want to see what they look like. And we can make bricks if we want to. Important will be for the blast furnace. When we don't have the blast furnace yet, the bloomery will be our first start, and that will probably have to be in stone or something like that. But the blast furnace needs to be encased in a brick room, I think, if I remember correctly. So that's something you do have to make lots of bricks for. And eventually we'll probably just upgrade this building bottom floor to brick. And the good thing about that is when you upgrade the bottom floor, you obviously are picking up stone. So you can then replace the wood upstairs with stone and have brick bottom, stone middle, and wood top, and just move everything up just without consuming any resources. That seems pretty good. Also, what you may want to do, and this is again entirely up to you, is I may want another building like that one that we're going to have for our mill and our wheat production, and we're going to have maybe another one for iron and steel production. So we could even put that entirely underground. Haven't quite decided yet, but if you guys have suggestions there for what you've done on your own worlds, if you played Eco, let me know in the comments. And just to unlock them, I also added the glass working and the paper milling onto the research table. They can just process in the background. You can see the various things that are going to require some prerequisites. So one of the things is cooking, and we can't get to cooking without iron. So we've got to go through iron and bloomery next episode. And there's also mechanics we've got to go through. Have a look at here. Advanced smelting is not terribly far beyond regular smelting, to be honest. I think that is up at the top, is it? Advanced smelting. Yeah, that just needs brick and iron and coal, which we've got plenty of. So bricks and iron next episode, I think. I think we've got pretty much everything I need to get done this episode. Got this nice upgraded house. Lots of nice and neat stuff. I guess we'll move everything upstairs and then probably upstairs again once we have another story. I am a little, I guess one thing that all of you guys may be able to help with. It sort of requires, if you have an internal staircase, this weird thing where you're trying to keep the rooms separate from the staircase, because the staircase or the room it's in never seems to count as a room because it's got this hole effectively in the ceiling. So I'm not sure if there's any way to avoid that. Yeah, at least without removing, this sort of floor level and just use more of these wall blocks instead. That's a possibility. But yeah, haven't quite figured that one out yet. And there doesn't seem to be any way to stop it from being excluded as a room that I can see. So I've just left it and just made sure I put walls on the other side so that it doesn't affect things. Because if I don't have these wall blocks in the way, if I just have just that one to the butchery or the kitchen, this doesn't count as a room. And none of these stations that need a room will work. So yeah, that's something maybe all of you guys can actually help me out with. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you have. Subscribe and share as normal, and as always, as night falls over the world of Eco, thanks for watching.